Good afternoon, student. How are you? Hope you have enjoyed that break time, right? So we are back in class now. So we want to continue with our lesson. We are going to basic science right away. But before we move ahead, I want somebody to remind us our last topic we had yesterday on basic science. Our last topic on basic science. Yes, anyone? Yes, Kunle in the front here. Tell us. Water, right? Good. But we now look at something under that topic. What's that thing that we look at it? Yes, Aisha here. Yes, properties of water. Good of you. Please let's clap for them. Properties of water. This afternoon we are going to look into a different kind of things. We're still under water. As you can see, we are looking at two glasses of cup in front of me. Then I also have what is this? Orange. What type of orange is tangerine precisely, like, right? So I want you to pay attention as I want to do a kind of thing, demonstration. I want you to look at it and you tell me what happened as I'm doing it. So I'm going to drop each of these oranges, each of this orange into this glass of water, and I want you to notice what will happen as I'm doing it. Look at the first one. Look at the second one. Can you see now? Two things has happened there. In the first class, what happened to the orange in the first class on my right here? What happened? Yes, Bola at the back. What happened there? What happened to the orange? The orange stay on top, right? Good of you. Then here, Shegun, please can you tell us? Yes, the orange goes down. The peeled orange goes down. The one unpeeled stays on top, right? So, and that will lead us to what our topic this afternoon is. That is identifying things that float or sink in water. Identifying things that float or sink in water. So as you can see, we observe the two oranges, one actually go down and while the other one actually stay on top. So the one that actually go down means it has sink going down. Then the one that actually stay on top means it has actually float. It doesn't go down. So that will lead us to what do you understand by the word sink or float? This kind of simple demonstration actually shows that when you put something inside the liquid and it stay on top, that means what? Yes, that means it's a float. And when you put a particular thing on a liquid, it cannot be not necessarily water, and you see it going down, what do you observe then? That is actually sink. So sink is actually an action of a particular object that it got submerged in a liquid, while float is actually the action of an object that sits on top of a liquid. So that's just the difference between sink and float. So what I'm expecting you to do now is that I will ask each one of you to bring those objects in front of you. In group one, we're having pencil, we're having chalk, we're having ruler, all those things. I will expect you to just bring two, come and demonstrate in front of the whole class there. You go and see what will happen to what you have done when you put the two objects in two different glass cups. So from the first group that I will expect Shego to come, bring pencil and a chalk, come and drop it here, and let's see what will actually happen. Okay, Shego, come and do that. Class, please pay attention. Now you now tell us which one actually sink and which one actually floats. Okay, Shegun has done that. Okay, class, who can now tell us what happened to the object, the pencil and the chalk? Yes, Bola, the other group. Yes, the pencil actually what? Floats, while the chalk actually sink. Yes, let's go to the other class, to the other row there. Aisha, just come out with crayon and stone. Bring your crayon and the stone in your hand. Come and drop it in the glass cup in front of the whole class here and tell us what will happen. Okay, good. What do you observe Aisha, please tell the whole class. What did you observe? Okay. The crayon actually floats while the stone actually sinks. Okay, let's move ahead. Lookman, come. Bring that small tiny ball in your hand and the iron spoon that you used to hit this afternoon. Bring it out. Come and show the whole class what happened to them. Okay? Okay? Good. The ball stay on top or what? Floats while the iron spoon sinks. Okay? Now, the last person we are calling this afternoon is Mary. Mary, bring that rubber band in your hand and the key to open our classroom. Bring the rubber band and the key to open. Okay. Drop the two different glass cup in front of the whole class and tell us what will actually happen. Okay, the rubber band floats, stay or sit on top of this water while the key sink. Now, good of you. Please, let's clap for ourselves. We have done a very good work. What we want to do now, we fall into our groups. You know your groups. The group in front of her, the captain is Shegun. The group on my right is the captain is Aisha. That group is for Boss and Kunle is handle that group. Let's fall into our groups. And you now do that simple demonstration I have done here. In front of each of the groups, you will have observed that I put some objects there. You will have seen that you have Lego there, you have apple there, you have rubber spoon, you have a coin, you have a die, and you also have office pen. Now, using the glass cup in front of each of your groups, what you're going to do is that you're going to drop that object one by one, and you're going to tell me using your worksheet to tell me did our object, did it actually, if it is float, you just circle yes, and if it actually sink, you tell me yes, and if the object did not float, just write no, and if the object did not sink, just write circle no. Did you understand? Let me explain the instruction again. You are having each glass cup of water in front of you. Those items, 6 items provided for each of groups. You have Lego, you have apple, rubber spoon, you have a coin, you have a die, and you have office pin. So what you're going to do to them is that you're going to drop the object one after the other. You know, we call this one a group work, right? What I expect each of you is that you have to share the dropping into that glass of water one after the other. You make sure that it goes round. You record your observation in that worksheet. Yes, if it is yes, just circle it in that worksheet, and if it is no, circle no. I'm giving you just 2 minutes to do that. Are we ready? Time starts now. No noise. Calm down as the captain leads each of the groups. Let's just cooperate together and work cooperatively now. Yes, your time is counting. Time is counting. Time is counting. Good. I could see. Yes, group 1, you are doing well. Drop it one by one. Don't make sure that immediately you drop, you observe, you remove that object. You drop the next one, you also observe and drop the other object. That's how you do it for the whole 6 objects in front of you. Yes, we have just a minute and a half to go. We have a minute going. Yet, almost 30 seconds remaining. Okay, we are winding up. It's almost time now. So it's almost time now. Okay, I think each group has their worksheet now. So the captain will now have to stand up and tell us what happened when you drop Lego into that glass cup of water. What happened? Okay, Shego in front of what happened to the Lego? Does it float or sink? Float. You circle yes. Let's clap for group A. Good of you. Then we go to group B. What happened when you drop that apple into that water? Does it float or sink? It also float. Good of you. Group B. Then we now go to group 3 now. What happened when you put the rubber spoon? That's a rubber spoon that you used to hit this afternoon. When you put it into water, what happened? It actually also, yes, tell us, float. Rubber, float. Then we now move back to group 1 and group 4 rather. The coin in that group, when you put it to water, what actually happened to it? Does it float or sink? Yes, the captain tell us. Yes, it actually sink. Did you circle no? Circle yes, right? Good of you. Then we now move to the group 1 now. That die, when you put it into water, what happened to it? Does it sink? Does it float or sink? Yes, it actually floats. We now move to the second group now, group two. When you drop that office pen inside a glass of cup water, what's happened to it? It actually what? It actually sink. So thank you. We appreciate. Let's clap ourselves for doing that wonderful work this afternoon. Well done. I appreciate each one of you. So we have done a very good work by trying to see what actually will float and what actually will actually sink now. So I want you to settle down, settle down now. We want to recap. We want to see what have we actually learned this afternoon. What have we actually learned this afternoon? So I want you to look at the chalkboard. Look at the chalkboard. Look at the chalkboard. We have finally seen that float float is defined as action of an object when it sits on the surface of a liquid, just like this orange. It sits on the surface of the water. It doesn't actually go down. Then we also learned that sink is defined as action of any object when it is submerged. You can see that the water in this glass cup actually submerged that peeled orange. So you see the difference between float and sink now. So we want to see from what you have demonstrated this afternoon. You have seen that those objects that will actually float are, let's mention it one by one: pencil, Lego, unpeeled orange, die, ball, float, apple, rubber spoon. And we have also seen that this object will actually sink in water. Let's mention it one by one. Yes, keys, stones, toy cars, iron spoon, peeled orange. They will all sink in water. Good of you. So we want to do a kind of you do your assignment now. So write your assignment down. Tell us, mention 5 objects in your house that will actually float and 5 objects that will actually sink. Write it down. 5 objects that will actually float and 5 objects that will actually sink. Okay? Copy the assignment and let's go and settle down for the next class. You have done wonderfully well this afternoon. I love you all. Thank you. And settle down for the next lesson. Thank you.